Good morning, everybody. So this is just a continuation from last week, my conversation with Kev Orkian, because sadly we didn't manage to finish the live because what happened is the Wi-Fi or the internet connection sadly failed. So Kev's just arrived now, and me and Kev are going to carry on our conversation from last week because there was one final comment or question even that I wanted to ask Kev after sharing his amazing life story and all of his words of wisdom. So yeah, I'm going to get Kev up now. We're going to carry on that conversation, and yeah, then we'll see how we go. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Here he comes. Here we go. Here he comes. Hey!
Hey! How are you, Ryan?
I'm good, mate. How are you, Kev?
Living the dream, mate. Living the dream. Birthday yesterday, anniversary yesterday, Valentine's today. Come on. I mean, we've got to be positive. You know, there's a lot of love out there. And I was saying this morning on one of my videos, even if you don't have a partner, even if you don't have someone, go out and smile at someone and make yourself happy. And that's what it's all about. So I've been very buzzy today.
Oh, Kev, yeah, like a smile, mate, is contagious. And like I say, every time I see you, you're always smiling. So it is certainly contagious. So
Yeah.
again, Kev,
Yeah.
happy birthday for yesterday.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be 40, Kev?
At plus VAT, yeah. All right, actually, all right. Do you know what? One of the things that people always ask me is, you know, you're getting older and you're achieving things, and are you doing it in the time frame that you said you would do it, and blah blah blah. And do you know what? Stop thinking about your age. I know people that are 96, I kid you not, that are in the Rotary clubs, the Grand Order, the Walk Rats, these big associations that I'm part of. And there are guys running around literally like as if they were teenagers, right? And they're 96 years old and they're still wheeling and dealing and and this and that. And I'm like, oh, so what are you up to tomorrow? Tomorrow I'll be up at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna drive down to the old golf club, go and do some golfing there. I'll start at 6 o'clock. Then I'll do this and come home, have a kebab. And I'm like looking, I'm going, oh my God, you're 96. And then you speak to like an 18-year-old who doesn't like even get off the couch. So I think it is a mindset. Don't think about your age, just live your dream.
Yeah, that's so important as well. Like, because age is really just a number. Like, we're only as old
Yes,
as we ever tell ourselves. Because
yes,
really,
totally.
it's just a made up thing. Age, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what would you say? Like, I know you said mindset, but what would you say, Kev? There is the big difference, other than mindset, between say an 80-year-old that's going out, getting up every morning, going after something, say creating something, to an 18-year-old that's sort of sat on the couch at home and doesn't really know what to
Purpose.
do.
Purpose. Purpose. One and only word, purpose. When an 80-year-old can get up in the morning knowing that they want to achieve something, that 80-year-old will still feel and act like a teenager simply on the basis that he's got something or she's got something to achieve. Now, for me, I get up every morning at 5 o'clock. Now, what I do now is I've organically changed my process, because I used to get up at 5, walk the dog at 5:30, get in at 6 o'clock, and make myself my breakfast, then get the kids' breakfast ready, then get the wife's coffee ready, then do a bit of meditating and blah blah blah. And this that's all changed. What I do now is, again, my body clock, 5 o'clock I get up, but now I meditate, and I meditate for about half an hour. So I sit in bed, put my arms like that together, or just like that, or just on my chest, and I meditate. And I meditate everything positive about my life. That includes some incredible things that are happening right now. But I just want to point out on that note, I don't take what I'm saying as the way that I do it every time. Because if something positive happens in your life, like for example last week, I took so many bookings, not just for me but for my artists. But I also did an incredible deal with Mercedes last week, massive deal. Now, it's in fruition. It's happened. It's done now. Now, at that point, when that great thing happens to you, it's easy to think positive. It's easy to have purpose and manifest and whatever and blah, blah, blah. It's when you're least in that zone, when you're negative, when you're lying there thinking, why do I have to get out of bed? Oh, God, why do I have to do this? Oh, I don't want to make my bed today. I just can't be bothered with it. Oh, I don't know what to eat for breakfast. Oh, I'm not go out and have another big slap up breakfast with chips and mushrooms and this and that, whatever, and make myself feel sick again. And well, when you start doing that, the negativity flows. And what you have to do is block it. It's like coming in with a concrete bollard and blocking that that negativity with then a positive thought, because that's when you're really changing your mindset. When good things are happening to you, it's easy to think positive. It's when bad things are happening to you that you stop it and you go, right, positive, need to think positive. And that then creates, that's what I was talking to you last time we did this. That's what creates that flow of them being able to think more positively, create abundance for yourself, and actually train your brain to go to the positives even when you are feeling negative. And that's hard to do.
And it's about discipline as well, Kev. Like, because I say, like, you can't always choose your first thought, but you can always choose your second. So say, for instance, when you wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed. But then if you change that to, right, I'm going to get up out of bed because it's going to be good for my mental health, my physical health. I'm going to be able to crack on with my day, and then say, start to find or create something that I want to go after. And that goes back to the purpose as well. Like, I found, even from my own personal journey, like, when you have a reason for waking up in the morning, like a why to live, a purpose to live, sometimes I'm to not sleep or anything, but I sometimes feel like, God, I don't really want to go to sleep, or I don't want to lay in at all, because I want to start doing what I'm doing now, because it brings me this sense of joy and meaning in my life that...
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Here's another thing you can do as well. Yeah, I was going to say, here's another thing you can do, Ryan, that or your listeners and people that are watching this right now can do. One of the greatest things that I do when I get out of bed is, as soon as I open my eyes, I say thank you. Thank you to the fact that I can have another day to achieve my goals, another day to share love with my family, another day to see the sun, to see the moon, to see incredible beauty around me. But as soon as I'm thankful for that, I grab a bottle of water, one of those, and I drink the whole thing. And I mean, drink the whole thing. Sometimes it makes me feel sick, but what it does is it replenishes my entire body, from the fact that I've spent 6 hours with no liquid in my body, with nothing. In actual fact, I've emptied it. After you get to a certain age, you empty it a couple of times, but I've never. And then what you do is you replenish yourself. You replenish that water, replenish that system that you've got inside you, which has dehydrated. And when you replenish it, your brain automatically goes, woohoo, let's go. And that's what happens to your brain. When you drink water, there is no way on this God's earth that you will want to go back to bed. And if you do, you are actually stronger than me. Because I tell you what, I want to drink that water and I want to get up and I want to start, motivating myself, doing something creative. But if you drink that water and think, no, I'm going back to sleep for another 2 hours, then you know what, you're stronger than me, because you're in a place that is much more comfortable for you, where the more comfortable you are, the more you're not going to challenge yourself. And I think when you get comfortable like that, which is why I think sometimes beds shouldn't be as comfortable as they are, because when you get used to that comfort and that warmth and that nice cushion and that pillow, and you're lying there and the alarm's going off and you're just pressing snooze every 10 minutes, that to me is a place where you've either got incredible strength to not fight the inner voice inside you, which, by the way, is always telling you, get up, get moving, do this, do that, create, change, make things happen in your life. When you do that, I think it makes you a better person. But if you can actually fight that voice, the big voice, and say, no, shut up. Do you know what? I'm going to get up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to create abundance. I'm going to create so many good things about my life. Then you change your life. And that's literally what it's all about.
Yeah, something really stood out to me there, Kev, as well. I'll just quickly share about my journey, about what you just said then about saying thank you as soon as you wake up.
That's right.
So for me personally, like I said last time, like when I was going through that deep depression back in 2019, I remember, in all honesty, like death for me was once a desired destination. Like I did not want to be here most days. I used to wake up in the morning and the first thing I used to say is, fuck you. I used to scream it out. I used to scream "fuck you" because
Yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
I didn't want to be here. I used to say "fuck you" out loud. And then when I sort of transformed my mindset and started to focus on the good things, on the positives, and counting my blessings rather than my problems, I started to change that, and I changed it from "fuck you" to "thank you."
Yeah,
And I still do it every single morning. As soon as I
yeah,
wake up, I just say thank you, because we all open two gifts every single morning, and that is our eyes. And that's why they call this moment the present.
yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. And I think not only that, but your mindset is you. It's what you are. And I remember Steven Spielberg once said it, and I remember watching it again and again and again and again and again. And what he said was, always listen to the quieter voice inside you, not the loud one. The loud one is actually very destructive, very very negative. It's the one that you hear all the time, and you think it's you, but it's actually your fear that's speaking to you. So it's the one where you turn around and say, right, this morning, okay, it's raining a bit, but I'm going to get up, I'm going to motivate myself, I'm going to run 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers. I'm going to just try it. Or I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do a 30-minute workout. Or I'm going to do this. And your voice inside your head goes, whoa, look out there, man. No, seriously, look out there. Look how grey the wind. It's windy. You're going to start freezing. You're going to start shaking. Oh, you're going to hate what's happening. And then you're going to come back. You're going to be knackered and sweaty. And then you're going to have to go upstairs and you're going to have to put all that clothes in the wash again and wash it again. And oh, God, do you know what? Don't. Just leave it. And that voice gets louder and louder and louder, to the point where literally you turn around and bow down to it. You go, oh, do you know what? It's right. He's right. I'm not going to bother with this. I'm not going to bother. The gym might even be shut today. Oh, it might be shut. It's a half term for kids this week. That might mean it might be shut because not a lot of parents are going to go to it. Here's another reason why you're... I know, because I hear this all the time. But what I say is, shut the fuck... Basically, I'm not going to swear. Shut up, right? Shut up. Although I do say the F word in there. But shut up. And what I've done is I've painted a visual picture of that fear, the image of that fear. And the fear is actually quite a weakling. He's very thin. He's very gormy. He's a bit like Gollum, actually, a bit gormy. And what happens is when he appears, and I can tell you he appears regularly, is I turn around and machine him down. Machine gun, proper, right? In my head, I go, hold on a minute, where are I? Right, and I see him. And he's hiding behind the brick wall, or he's hiding behind a tree, or he's up above on the tree and he's looking down. And he's hiding. And he's waiting for me so he can attack. And what I do is, where are you? But shoot him down, falls on the floor. Now, I want to guarantee that he's not going to get back up again. So I go up and I shoot him again. I literally demolish this thing, all right? This fear. Demolish it. Once you visualize and demolish that fear, I get an applause, which I see regularly from everyone going, it's going to be a fantastic day. It's going to be a great day. And I'll read that. This is my entire prayer that I read every morning. And it's exactly what I'm going to achieve. And on there, it's goals, which I have to accumulate by 2022, end of 2022. And I've got something for British Pantomime Academy, something for Jonglers, something for Howling Entertainment, and then the Kev Orkian Bible. So this is what I will create for myself. And I'm happy to read just one line, which is...
Yeah, go for it, Kev.
I will create a beautiful world around me, where I will do things that I enjoy and things that I want to see. I will attract opportunities every day that will benefit me, my family, and people around me. Now, that's just one of the things that I've written there, right? And what I'm saying is, by reading that every day, I create abundance for myself, because that's my goal. You cannot achieve anything with just your mindset. Write it down. Put pictures. Put things, images that you're going to see. Because ultimately, and here you go, there's my images. All those posters. Look at that. All those, everything that I've achieved for the past 28 years, I put up. Why? Because I want to see it and go, yes, I achieved that, and I'm going to achieve bigger and better next time. I'm going to achieve organically by thinking positively. That's literally what I do, Ryan.
So I've got a question then, Kev, for you quickly about, say, the affirmations or even the incantations about writing things out and speaking it back to yourself.
Yes.
So for anyone, say, listening or watching this that's never done, say, an affirmation before,
yeah,
and they may be thinking, oh, it's all woo-woo because like society has told them like this is, say, BS basically.
Yeah.
What one piece of advice would you give to them before they, say, actually done their own one?
I think it starts, like I was saying last time we spoke, negativity comes in waterfalls as positivity comes in drops. And the more you do little drops, the more you're going to fill up the cup with positivity. And what I mean by that is you can't overwhelm is the word I was looking for. You can't overwhelm yourself by thinking today my whole day is going to be positive, because it never is. Okay, let's be truthful. Like I was saying last time, you get up in the morning, you think, right, I'm going to be positive today. You drink your bottle of water, you get up, you go and have a shower, brush your teeth, get your clothes on, go down. And by the way, in this day, like now, with all the cold out there, I usually put a nice t-shirt and my socks on the radiator. Boom, works a treat when you want to think positive. Then go downstairs, have my blueberry and yogurt cereal, like, breakfast. Then get myself ready, get my mindset ready. Everything's done and dusted, and get out. But once you've done that and you're in your car and your car doesn't work, yeah, what happens? You go back to negativity. You go, oh, what am I going to do? Oh, my God, I'm going to be late. My boss is going to have a go at me again. Oh, my God, I can't believe I'm going to miss that meeting this morning. What am I going to do? Oh, my God, oh, my God. And basically you put yourself into an abundance of negativity. Whereas if you just give yourself the chance to do one thing positive, one thing positive, you're going to create a stepping stone for the next positive thing and the next positive thing. So what I would say is, don't overwhelm yourself with doing too much positivity in one day. If it's just walking your dog in the morning and smiling at someone, that's enough. If it's getting up in the morning and having a healthy breakfast rather than an unhealthy one, that's great. Okay, it's small steps to greatness, and it will take time. And a lot of people go, oh, in 28 days, if you do this, you will change your habit, and your habits will change. They say 28 days. I've got to be honest with you. I think that's BS. I think you don't have to spend 28 days to become or to change a habit inside you to a different one. I don't think so. I think it comes down to mindset. If you truly decide to change, you will change anyway. You don't need 28 days. You will change. That is a categorical fact. But what you will face is your weakness, your fear. So if you say, I'm going to wake up every morning at 5 o'clock and I'm going to meditate for half an hour before I then get up and do something. Now, your body's going and your mind's going to go through hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. Success doesn't come easy anyway. Well, you know that. I know that. It doesn't come easy, right? But if you can be strong, and there is not a lot of us out there, but if you can be strong and train yourself to become stronger, then each and every person on this planet can create abundance beyond their imagination. And unfortunately, people come, people go, and they never ever tap into their talents or their spiritual abilities. And we've all got it. You're not different to me. I'm not different to you. The only difference we have between us is our strength and our mindset. Simple as that.
Yeah, and I also believe, Kev, it's about the desire. Like, your desire to change must be greater than your desire to stay the same. But going back to the mindset a moment ago, like, there's a great book. I'm not sure if you read it at all. Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl. And he said the only one thing that nobody can take away from us is our mindset. And again, back to what we were saying about waking up in the morning. I think it says in that book, he who has a why to live can overcome almost any how.
Yeah.
So the mindset is such an important thing.
Oh, totally. It's the core of what we do in our lives. We look at the likes of someone like Donald Trump, who a businessman who ended up being the most powerful man on the planet. We look at someone like, Jeff Bezos, who was on his knees with shin pads, packing books and items for people to deliver. So they were buying it off him, and he was basically on his arms and legs, literally packing and blah blah blah, till someone said, why don't we get some tables? And then they went, all right then. So they started putting tables out, and he started packing, and then from that he organically grew to the next level, and then the next level, and the next level, and then he got to a point where he became the richest man on the planet. Now, do you do that by going, oh, I hope I can grow in a couple of years' time and maybe have an office? No. You look at your mindset differently. You have to look at it as, I want to be the greatest. Now, I'll be honest with you, in my heart of hearts, and a lot of people will think this is arrogant. A lot of people do, but it's not. It's confidence. I know that I will be, and I am already, the most successful comedian and business entertainment agent and person on the planet. Now, I know I am, because everything I've achieved over the past 27 years has come from reputation, not from people, I mean, people recommending me, of course, but not from people seeing me on television or hearing me on the radio. It's come from reputation. If I was to take the reputation of what happened on Britain's Got Talent, I wouldn't be working today as an entertainer, because Simon Cowell turned around and said I was a one-trick pony live on television. Now, if I believe those words, today I might be working for someone else. I might be doing a job that I don't want to do, and living a life that I didn't want to live, and waking up every morning not being motivated. But I don't listen to other people. I listen to my own voice. My own voice is telling me, mate, you're the greatest. You're the greatest on the planet. You're the greatest at what you do. You're an entertainer. You're a comedian. You're a piano comic. You're an actor. You're a pianist, a musician. But you're also a businessman, and you're also giving back to others. So my legacy will be that I will leave this planet with the biggest entertainment agency comedy club in the planet, and people will benefit from that. Not just my family, but tons of people will benefit from it, and people will laugh, people will giggle, people will enjoy and go, do you know what, I'm glad we went to a Jongleurs, glad we booked a Howling Entertainment, I'm glad we watched the British Pantomime Academy school tour. It's what it's all about. My mentality is I will fail every day, but I will achieve my goals with the greatest outcome known to man. And that will happen to me every single day, even though I fail every day.
Yeah, I love that, Kev. And what stood out to me there was about having the self-confidence, like the belief in yourself to figure things out. Like that's how I see self-confidence.
Yep.
Is the belief in one's own abilities to figure things out. And
yeah,
because if you don't believe in yourself, like no one else will. But what I've mentioned before
totally.
is you don't even need to believe in yourself in order to take that first step. Because an object in motion usually stays in motion. So you take that first movement, that first step, you get the ball rolling, and then that's it. You got the momentum there, and you just keep going.
Yep, totally. So,
Kev, I also want to talk about quickly then, is like last week. So I want to get your thoughts and opinions on this as well. So last week, obviously, we done the recording. And before I got to ask you the last question, which I'm going to mention in a moment, the live ended. So I was gutted. I was upset. I was angry, to be fair. But that was something we were talking about only just a few moments before, which was to just forgive and let go of the things that you can't control. But then yesterday, I done a quick Instagram live here just to let people know what the plan is today. And for whatever reason, our live was saved there and then in front of my face. And I'm like, I was looking everywhere for this. So sometimes in life, we're looking for the answers, or we're looking for what we need or the next step. And we're looking everywhere. We're getting stressed out and we're overthinking things to the point where we almost become blind to what's right in front of our own eyes. Because that what I was looking for and getting upset about was right there in front of my face. But I just couldn't see it. So
yeah, that's right.
What would you say about that, Kev?
You know what? Life throws unexpected curves every single moment of your life. And I mean moment, not hour, not minute, not day, not month, not year, moment. Every moment, every millisecond of your life, life throws a curveball at you. It can be anything from success to failure to anything. It can be anything. And what I say is, don't doubt the process. Don't doubt your life's journey. It's already been marked out for you. Okay, everything's been marked out for you. We all have a moment where 1 minute we're here, next minute we're not. Enjoy the process. We never, and I want to say this as well, we never ever die. We don't die. And if you can accept that, and I truly do believe that we don't die, we leave the vessel, and I say it's going to be a little bit or whatever, but we leave the vessel behind. Because Ryan, what I see in you, the person I see, is only the exterior. It's the interior, what's inside, that is the greatness, not what's on the outside. The outside can be, you could have looked like Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, someone who everyone looks at and thinks, oh, he's so sexy. Yeah, that's not what it's about. That's not what that's just fickle. That's just materialistic BS. It's what's on the inside. I know people. I knew an old lady. I've got to tell you this. An old lady who came to church every single day, every single time, sorry, that I went to church, which would have been every Sunday. I think she also did Saturdays as well, in church. And she used to turn up, and she would go around with a very small little basket made out of material. She'd obviously crocheted herself. And she'd go and she'd walk around the church, walk around after the church, and she'd just put a bag out like that, and she'd ask for money. And everyone would throw £1 here, paper money as well at the time. Well, you wouldn't remember, you're too young. Paper money with like paper pound, this and that, whatever. And people would throw the money in. And no one ever questioned it. No one ever questioned it. And then she'd collect all that money. And then next thing you knew, there was a primary school that suddenly had a section of the building built under her name, right? Or this happened and that. And I found out that she genuinely raised the money and gave it back to her country, Armenia. And this went on and on and on all the time. And I just thought, wow, I had no idea. I thought she was raising it for herself, because you judged her because of the way she looked. She looked like a ragged old lady that from an Aladdin cartoon, you know, when they're little ragged and go and all that business, right? She looked like one of those. Or I remember I used to say to my mum, she reminded me of the beggar in Fiddler on the Roof, the musical. She always went all that business all the time. But she lived to like a ripe old age of 99. She raised money from the age of 16, I think it was, for these Armenian projects. And she changed the world. You don't know her. You don't know her. Everyone watching this video, no one knows her. No one. Even Armenians who benefited don't know her. But she left the vessel behind, and she went back to the light. She never died. She went back to the light. She came here for a purpose. She came here to do what she needed to do, and she left. It's what made her heart sing. And do you know what? If you can be lucky enough to do something that makes your heart sing, just like I do every morning when I sit in this office and I create incredible performances and shows, and I go out and I actually perform as well. When you do that in your life, how can you ever be unhappy? How can you ever be unhappy? And I think that's what it takes. You've got to look at your life and the steps you take in your life to make your life the utmost abundant of happiness and greatness that you can possibly achieve. And when you do that, then nothing can stand in your way.
Yeah, Kev, that's absolutely beautiful to hear that story. And it goes back to say having that meaning for being, like reason for being. It's almost like the Ikigai, like if you know about Ikigai. Like she had a purpose to wake up every morning to support and serve others. And it makes me think of in life, like we have, say, our passions, which I believe is for us. Sometimes you could look at it as maybe a little bit selfish, but our passions are mainly for us. But they can turn into your purpose too. Your purpose is for others, to help the rest of the world, to help support the world and the people around us. But also, what you said about that lady there, I believe is her calling, and that's the next step above purpose. And the calling is like non-negotiable. Like you need to wake up every single morning and do this. Like there's no ifs or buts. Like there's something inside of you that's waiting to come out, and it's desperate to come out. And that's what it sounds like that wonderful lady had there. Her calling was to help others. And like you say, nobody even knew about it, but she was probably totally fine with that, because she was doing what really gave her meaning and reason for being in her life as well.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And she obviously died a happy lady, and she left that body behind and went off to the light again. She went off, and you never know. I don't know what happens after that. No one knows. But I truly believe that we come here as spiritual lights, living a human existence. Wayne Dwyer always spoke about that, and I truly believe that. But a human existence is a great way of seeing and achieving greatness through a physical form. Because when we're a spiritual form, I truly believe we can achieve anything anyway. We know it. We have to learn from the physical form how to get to that greatness. And you know what? I think more and more, the last 5 or 6 years, more and more are people tapping into the greatness that they're able to achieve. You did it. I'm doing it. There's a lot of people that are doing it, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, Kev, that's wonderful, mate. So as we sort of wrap this up now, because I don't want to keep you too long, let's go back to that last question that I wanted to ask you. Out of the 5 questions that I'm asking people. So the question is, Kev, knowing what you know now, what one piece of advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
That's really interesting. So just to emphasize, my 20-year-old self was very naive, very go-getter, and very much, you know, nothing's going to stop me attitude. It was when I got older and older, and life became more difficult, financially, relationships, etc. I think you start doubting certain things about your life. If I could go back and tell my younger self, my 20-year-old self, one advice, that would be to trust yourself and allow others to achieve, to prove, sorry, their trust to you. Because I'm very, very easily trusting people. I did it a lot. I trusted a lot of people and I got hurt very badly. I got screwed over financially, through physically, through mentally. I got screwed over. And that's not just with friends, that's with family too. So I think if I could go back to myself, you know, 30 years back now, or nearly 30 anyway, nearly 30 years back, and say, what's the one advice I would give? Trust yourself, because what you're doing is going to create incredible legacy behind when you do leave one day. It's going to create an incredible legacy, and you're going to benefit millions of people from your kindness, from your energy, and from your advice. But don't trust everybody straight away. Allow them to prove their trust to you, and then allow them in, rather than just, yeah, come in, I love you, yeah, take my money, take my relationship. Oh, here we go, another girlfriend that's lying in bed with one of my best mates. Hey, another one. All that bullshit. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Kev, mate, that's so brilliant, and so many people are going to take a lot away from that as well, especially on Valentine's Day as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's about, say, trusting the process, not rushing the process. Correct. And yeah, setting yourself boundaries as well, not allowing every single person in. Like, have the door open a bit, but don't let every single one in.
Yeah, totally.
So Kev, mate, I just want to say thanks again for finishing off our second live.
Absolutely.
Finishing off the last question as well, which I was desperate to get your answer to that question as well. So Kev, what can somebody do to help support you and follow you? Say if someone wants to connect with you, like what's the way that someone can reach out to you, Kev?
Easiest way possible. Before I got hacked, I had an account on Instagram, and unfortunately, stupidly, I shared the link, thinking I was sharing it with a friend, and I lost my account. I had about 7,500 people on there who I would regularly interact with. That's all gone now. So I've got a new account, which I'm talking to you from, called Real Kev Orkian. Follow me, connect with me, and I do so much out there. Come and see one of our comedy shows. Come and support a nice live entertainment show wherever you are in the country. We're opening up tons and tons of different places. If you see a Jongleurs, go and support it. And if you just want to talk to me direct, message me and just say hi, and you're going through a tough time, I'm here to help. I'm a positive, thinker, a positive generator, and I enjoy giving back to people who are going through a tough time, because I still do. I still go through a tough time, and I appreciate other people stepping up for me and saying, I'm here, mate. I'll talk to you. Come on, let's have a chat. And you know what? I love that about this world, because you're never alone.
No, we're definitely not. And it's about being the change that you want to see in the world as well. And
totally.
Like I say, you help one, someone else will help another person as well. So guys, If you're listening, reach out to Kev, send him a message. If anything's impacted you positively, give him a message. And like I say, as well, like Kev says, go and see a Jongleurs event, because I've been to a few and I was in fits of laughter. I couldn't stop laughing. So go and see a Jongleurs live, people, because you're missing out if you don't. So Kev, thanks so much for coming on, and everyone that's listened today, thank you so much, and have a great day, and we'll catch up soon. Cheers, Kev.
God bless you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Stay
Bye-bye.
absolutely successful, my brother. You deserve it.
Thanks, Kev. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, love.